What's up, Gemini? Welcome to your August 2019 general reading. I am sorry that these are coming out so late, but I am glad that we are here now. So let's get into it. But before I do want to remind you guys that this is not going to resonate with each and every one of you. Please check out your rising, moon, and Venus. If this does not, you might get a little bit more perspective or a different message altogether, okay? All right, I already pulled your cards, so let's get into this. Now, for the month of August, I feel like it's really interesting for you, Geminis. First of all, as your spirit animal of the month, you got the wolf. Now, the wolf is really, in many cases, the guardian of the tribe, right? It's like the activist. It's the, it reminds us to exercise fairness. And sometimes we get tangled up and caught up in the wolf when we are expecting for everybody to want the same things or do things that we want them to do, right? It's like the wolf can get a little bit tricky, that energy, when we are putting expectations on other people. So some of you guys might be feeling like this is a time where, maybe you've got friends or family who you feel like are on your back about what they feel like you should be doing. And maybe that's, bringing up a lot of questions for yourself, like, okay, what is the next move? Maybe for you guys, it's the other way around. Maybe you have children and you're looking at them like, okay, what are you doing? And, there's a little bit of that pressure. But the wolf always comes when it's time to remind us, like, not to be agitated by the differences of us and really to embrace it all. And that is our job as the guardian of the family, as the guardian of the tribe, to really embrace everybody and everything and really kind of take on that activist mentor role. Okay. So I think a big thing for you guys right now with all that is like tolerance. Again, whether it's you or it's people around you, again, there might be a little bit of agitation surrounding certain things because either you have certain expectations of other people or yourself, or other people have certain expectations of you or whatever, but that seems to be an energy that's floating around now. When I went to pull your question of the month cards, 3 popped out, right? So I was like, oh no, that's too many. I put them back. I started shuffling again. 3 popped out again. And I was like, okay, let me just take these. And it's interesting. The questions you got is, what does happiness mean to me? Where am I going and why? And how do I show myself, or how do I show love to myself and to others? And it really got me thinking about that wolf energy in terms of like, where am I going and why? What does happiness mean to me? Again, if some of you guys are feeling like, or being a little bit attacked or underneath a microscope because maybe you're not doing the things that, your family expects of you, or, your lover or whatever, there seems to be a little bit of resistance there. Now, the bottom of the deck energy, which is the unseen energy, you guys got the 4 of Pentacles. This is really an energy of holding back, right? It can be an energy of holding back. Some of you guys, I feel like, are saving. I feel like there's a big emphasis on trying to level up, especially financially, a lot of you guys, because a lot of you guys feel like you're doing things alone. And so you're just trying to be very smart going forward about how you move, what you spend money on, what are your priorities, what are your, what aren't. And so that's really, really good. That's always a responsible, good move. Just make sure that you're not closing yourself off too much, especially if you're one of those Geminis that are interested in love, or just, having new friendships and just making new connections. The 4 of Pentacles energy, it's a very safe place to be in, but nothing ever moves there, right? Like nothing ever moves in 4s. They're all about the foundation. So it's really, really good. I feel like you guys are really focusing on building your foundation, but just want to make sure that you're not clenching onto things too tight, because at the same time you are in a time of change. And in order for that change to flow a little bit smoother and for you to really be able to receive all that's coming to you, you have to be a little bit open, okay? And I will say there's the Tower card right underneath this 4 of Pentacles. So if you're going to be too tight and clenched onto this 4 of Pentacles, eventually the universe is going to come and knock you, out of your grip anyway. So just wanted to put that out there. But yes, making sure you're being very smart and strategic and all those things, and really, thinking future forward, but also being open enough to receive beautiful things coming your way, okay? So, Gem, you guys got the Eight of Pentacles, Hangman, Lovers. So Earth energy, Piscean energy, your energy. Knight of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Nine of Swords. Got some fire, earth, air. As additional messages, you got the 10 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands. There's a lot of fire energy here. We are in Leo season, so that does make sense to me. But you could be dealing with the fire sign person, especially because this Knight of Wands is actually what's showing up as your environment. But what I will say before we get into even that, I like how in terms of finances, it looks like things are progressing. So if you're a Gemini who's out there a little bit worried about things, I think that it's been really good. A lot of you guys have been really focusing and really devoting more time into your craft, more time into your work, more time into building you up, and you're going to get good result there. You go from the 8 of Pentacles to the 9. So I do like that. With that, though, I think there is a little bit of fear. I think a lot of you guys, especially on the dating scene, are quite agitated at this moment. I think that's another reason why you guys are able to focus so much on your work. I think you feel like, I don't know, there's just kind of this sense of like, you know what, let me control the things I can control. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to do on this. I'm going to work on this, because for a lot of you guys, it feels like there's been disappointment, especially around the dating scene. But with this 8 going into the 9 of Pentacles, I think it's a great thing, and I think it's very much what you want. But I also feel like there's this underlying fear of, I don't want to be this person who's just alone, though, and has all the money and things around me. I do want that connection. Now, if you are a single Gemini, I do feel like a connection is very much possible at the end of this month. And honestly, the best thing that you could be doing right now is focusing on your work. I feel like you guys are really also at this place where you're feeling a little bit more open, looking at things from a different perspective. I think there's been some stalls going on, and whether that's been like work advancements or like relationships starting up or whatever, I feel like there's been some stalled things going on, but it's really kind of helped you guys, Gemini, because it's forced you to kind of sit in this space and gain perspective. And I think that's one of the best things that you can do for yourself right now. And it's going to help you all around. So I do like that with that Hangman energy. I feel like you guys, be paying attention to dreams and all that. I think you guys might be getting some messages in your dreams. 3 of Wands. A lot of you guys are waiting for something. It's so interesting because you got 3 of Wands too as one of your additional messages. There's some type of news that you guys are waiting for. Now, this can have to do with work, but this also can have to do with lovers. I feel like there's some type of a travel involved. So maybe you guys are planning a trip to go somewhere, do something. Okay. The Fool. Love it. So yeah, a lot of you guys are going to be meeting someone very brand new. Ooh, and then Ace of Wands is the clarifying card at the bottom of the deck. I feel like, yeah, there's a lot of fire energy. I feel like there's a big chance for you guys to be meeting someone new. I will say that in terms of relationships. If you're already in a relationship with someone, things are going to be a little bit renewed. With this 8 of Pentacles and you guys working on yourself, I think a lot of it has to do with maybe there was some type of separation. So even if you were dealing with someone, maybe you guys were kind of giving each other space because things were just getting a little bit intense, and this space has helped you guys actually, so that you're able to kind of start things from a new perspective and kind of implement some things in your relationship, be a little bit more open, and really like renew this love that you guys have for another, this passion that you guys have for another. There's a spark, right? That Ace of Wands. But for others of you, there's someone brand new coming in. I'm getting all the everybody's on the plate. So honestly, it could be anybody. This Knight of Wands energy that is around you, it's a very flirty energy. It's a very, it's an explorer, right? So Knights are all about action. Wands themselves are all about action. Knight of Wands a lot of times gets a bad rap because he is that knight that is always under trying something new. And he's not necessarily the most stable knight because he goes by how he feels, right? He's going to go off of a vibe. He doesn't do what he feels he's obligated. He doesn't do, he does everything based on how he feels moved to do. Death energy. You guys got the Scorpio. Yeah. Scorpio card, 9 of Cups. This is a whole brand new. So some of you guys, someone could be returning to, but in other ways, this is someone. This is a brand new situation. Brand new situation. Some of you guys actually have a couple suitors, and this lovers may present you with a choice of what you are to do. Again, with this 9 of Pentacles, I feel like you guys are really building your money. And I really think that you guys walking away from whatever you had to walk away from, it's really helped you with the focus, right? 8 of Cups and 5 of Wands. You guys had some type of disturbance. Whatever you guys have to walk away from recently, even if it's like not even a person, or maybe it's a job, maybe it's a certain behavior on your part, whatever it is, it's really forced you to step your game up. And you really, really have. Because whatever it was just distracting you. I feel like you're a little bit worried, though, that you can go back down that hole. Because there feels like there's a number of you Geminis who are kind of just like feeling like you're off of people. Like, no, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with them. They stress me out. I don't want to. But then there's also, you know, like they say, like Gemini is always looking for their twin, right? It's complicated. Yeah, 5 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. 5 of Cups is that energy of, you know, feeling guilt and feeling kind of like a failure, like things, you know, disappointed over the things that didn't work out. That's what's clarifying this 9 of Swords. So I feel like you guys are a little bit in your head about the things that didn't work out and worried that things can't work out again. And all you're looking for is really to find someone who balances you out, right? Someone where there's reciprocity, you guys understand one another, like it's good. You know, you give to one another. And I feel like there's a little bit of mystery, as in like you guys feeling like you're not going to get there. Right? Because it feels like every single time you're waiting for this opportunity with this 3 of Wands, you're met with this. You're met with like people who are about drama or just like some type of unnecessary friction. It's stressful. It's much more on your back than you want. Like it's just not cool. But I feel like you guys should be really open-minded. I think you've got some great things coming towards you with this Fool and the Lovers card in the future. Like that's really, really good. I think you guys should at least at the very minimum be open, but also while you're out here dating or, you know, considering new jobs or whatever these new shifts are in your life, be thinking about these questions of like, what does happiness mean to you? You know what I mean? Like, what does that look like for you? And you got to do what's right for you, staying true to you, right? I feel like you feel like every single time you get close to someone, you're going to be met with some type of a friction, but it doesn't have to be that way, okay? But I do think that this moment that you guys are spending alone and focusing on you and focusing on work, I think that's really good for you. So you guys got Conscious Consumer. You have the power to heal and help the world with your decision to buy only products and services that are ethical and environmentally friendly. As a conscious consumer, you choose to invest in fair trade and organic goods. You live simply and you purchase only what you need. Cuckoo. And then you guys got 2 cards that fell out with the Romance Angels, Retreat, and Religious Factors. So it's time to disconnect from the world, and your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. I think this is really interesting with this Retreat card because all these cards, the initial cards that I pulled, all of them have one person in the card except for the Lovers. So I do think that it's very much a case right now that you guys have been, you know, taking time off to yourself to really think about what it is that you want to do. And I think that's really good for you. Okay. And then religious factors. Well, you know, I don't know. This could be a thing of being open-minded too. You might meet someone who grew up differently from you, who, you know, holds different values, who, you know, just views the world a little bit differently. And again, with this Hangman card, it might be cool to be a little bit open about that. Okay. So I love you guys. If you would like a personal reading, go ahead and reach out to me at shesbybetarot@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you later. Bye, Gemini.